Welcome to Captain Morgan's Wargaming. I am part of the Editchville 40K's Unification Wargamers group, which can be found on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description below. Welcome, I'm on holiday and this is a quick tactics video just to keep so I don't not post while I'm away. Now this one's called don't blame the dice, and pretty much that's what it's about. Why is it a tactical video? Well, because if you're saying it, the dice let me down on that 9-inch charge roll, you're not going to learn how to improve or not make the same mistakes again. You shouldn't have been in a position to need a 9-inch charge in the first place to win the game. So really what you need to do is practice your army. Practice, even if you're setting up on the board going through turn by yourself, from deployments to turn 2 or 3 and then resetting and doing it again. Even if you're not playing somebody else, just get to know how to move your army, how the little phases, how they work in the psychic phase, how they work in the shooting phase, how they work in the charge phase, so that you get the basics down in your head. Once they're in there, when you get to a tournament, you're not having to second guess yourself, you're not having to think, what am I doing, what should I do here, because you already know, and you already can do it and not worry about anything other than what your opponent's army. You can concentrate on what your opponent's army's doing. All it does is cut out the mistakes, because mistakes will lose you the game. In 99% of games, the player who makes the most mistakes loses. Sometimes one army's better than the other. Say if you've got a knight army and a grey knights army, so Imperial Knights versus grey knights, the grey knights are going to lose 99 times out of 100, if not 100. So there are going to be some matchups and that aren't ideal, but in those situations you try and play the mission and you try and outscore your opponent if you can, depending on mission types. If it's if you're playing acceptable casualties, or if once you're wiped you lose. It depends if you're playing old chapter approved and rule books or new chapter approved missions, or ITC, ETC. Know your rules, know your missions, know your army. Those things will help you keep those mistake levels down. That means on the general playing field you're going to have a good chance of winning the game, because what you're doing is you're putting pressure on your opponent. If he knows you're not making any mistakes, that your dice rolls are consistent, he starts to feel the pressure, he'll start to make mistakes and you pick up on his mistakes. Again, you could have 2 or 3 turns of bad dice, as long as you're not making any mistakes and you're moving the right units, you're moving them in the right place, the right way, positioning them, you're doing the right things with them, you can overcome bad dice rolls. If you have bad dice rolls and you make bad decisions, then you're going to lose. I would say there's possibly only one time when you could ever blame a dice, and that's, say, if you have an army full of tanks and bits and pieces, and you're facing a knight list with a Castellan knight, and the Castellan knight player goes first, and he decimates half your army in turn one, then you could say, I lost because of the dice. But even then, is there a way you could have played the mission and outscored him and looked at that? But generally, dice are never to blame for a loss, where it's always down to you as an individual player. As I said at the start, if you rolling a 9-inch charge to win a game and you fail it, and that will happen more often than not, then you're at fault. It should never be 9 inches. It shouldn't ever really be more than 3 or 4 inches away from your opponent. I would say 2 to 3 inches, because if you roll 2-inch charge on the dice, you still make it if you're 3 inches away. So I would always say the minimum distance you need to be to make a charge is 3 inches. Never leave it to a 9-inch charge to win a game, because you'll end up losing games more often than not like that. Well, that's it for today. I'll catch you later. Bye. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please hit the share button, like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to stay up to date with the notifications. And remember, everybody knows the dice are low.